Are you someone who's passionate about tech, but you're not sure which career path to take? If this is you, then this episode is just for you. So stay tuned. Hello everyone and welcome to this episode of Recruit Tech on the Wealth Bankers Career Channel. I'm your host Nana K, and today we're going to be talking about 5 tech careers that are going to still be relevant even in the next 20 years. This is a very interesting topic and I love it very much. Now let's dive right in. Who is this video for? Well, you may be a high school student, high school senior, you're about to graduate, and you're passionate and you love tech and you want to go into technology, but you're not sure how or which career to take. You may also be a college student. You've done some time in school, but then you realize the course that you're doing is not what you want to do. It's not something that grabs your attention. It's not something that you're passionate about. You love tech and you want to go into tech. Or maybe you're a seasoned professional. You've been working for 5, 10, 15, even 20 years, but you don't find any joy and fulfillment in the career that you find yourself. And you know that tech is really where you want to be. Then this video is for you. Diving right in. Tech career number 1, database administrator. Now, who's a database administrator? Well, simple and short, the database administrator performs all relevant activities that are related to the maintenance of a successful database. Simply put, a database administrator is responsible for storing and organizing data using specialized software. Cool job, right? Some of the core responsibilities include designing, implementing, and maintaining database systems. Now, another thing they also do is they constantly have to be aware of new and emerging technologies, as well as new design approaches within their industry. They are also to ensure that data can easily be accessed by authorized personnel for use in any way or form that they so desire. They are also to secure the database from potential threats, create regular backups of data with a good recovery plan so that in the instance where data within the database is either damaged or lost, the company will not suffer. What are you expected to know if you want to become a database administrator? Well, you're supposed to know at least one of the database management systems or languages. The most popular being the structured query language, also known as SQL. Most people that enter into this profession do so with a degree in computer science, computer systems engineering, information technology, mathematics, or a related field. The typical database administrator works at least 40 hours a week, which literally translates to around 8 working hours a day. They are sometimes required to work overnight or on weekends, and this is usually as a result of maintenance or upgrades that need to be done to the database. Now, you don't want to be doing this during periods of high usage. You want to be doing this at a time when there is practically zero or less usage on the database. That is why most of these maintenance works are done at the time that they are done. Now, a database administrator is expected to be on call in case certain critical issues do pop up with the database. Then you need to be on standby. So if you want to become a database administrator, you need to be prepared to be on call at any point in time during your career. The average salary of a database administrator is around $84,000 a year. Big money, right? Tech career number 2, software developer. So this is practically my favorite. I mean, no biases or anything, but it's just my favorite. So software developers are sometimes referred to as software analysts or software engineers. So if you hear me using software engineer or software analyst, know that I'm practically talking about the same thing. Now, software developers are more concerned with software development process, which include research, design, programming, and testing of computer software. They are basically put the creative minds behind all software applications. Now, in order to become a software developer, you need to know at least 2 or more programming languages. Now, when we talk about the programming languages, at least some of the very popular ones, which include C, C++, C#, Java, JavaScript, Visual Basic, Python, PHP, amongst the whole others. Now, as a software engineer or software developer, one of your core responsibilities will be to undertake the entire development process. You are either going to test the application and then provide maintenance support for the software application that you or your company has created. You're also going to code and test software based on specifications and design. You're going to consistently troubleshoot and resolve issues that may come about. And you're also going to provide software documentation. Now, the documentation is what is going to help people use the software. Documentation is practically put a manual for the software that you've created. Now, most software developers work in industries such as the government, military, video games, health, and education. They are very versatile and they are everywhere. Now, most people enter into this career with a degree in computer science, computer engineering, or related fields in IT. Now, software developers are also encouraged to consistently take part in internships. That way you can hone your skills to become a much better developer than you are currently. You don't necessarily have to go for a 4-year degree program to become a software developer. There are coding boot camps out there that train people to become software developers. All it takes is time, effort, and a lot of patience in order to reach that pinnacle of being a software developer. Now, most software developers work around 40 hours a week, and some have the privilege of being able to do their work from home. The average salary of a software developer is between $55,000 and $140,000 a year. Tech career number 3, web applications developer or the web developer. A web applications developer is, simply put, a software engineer whose primary focus is to build web applications for companies, clients, individuals, and so on and so forth. So they build and manage web applications. That's basically their job description. Now, one of the most important things that they do is to design, code, and modify websites according to specifications of their clients. They endeavor to create visually appealing sites that are user-friendly and are easy to use. The responsibilities of web developers usually vary across industries. So someone who's working in a finance industry will have different roles from someone working in health. So someone developing applications for the finance industry is going to be different from applications that will be developed for the health industry. So if you're going into software development and web applications development, you need to keep this in mind. Now they're also responsible for troubleshooting and debugging web applications. They also program content and page links into the various web applications and websites that they build. Now, web developers also work in teams, mostly on big and small projects. Even though occasionally they do work alone, most times they do work in teams. Most people enter this career with their background in IT. Now, you don't necessarily need a degree to be able to become a web applications developer. All you need is a lot of time, effort, and if possible, you can attend a coding bootcamp and then learn some of these skills for yourself. Now, web developers are expected to know how to use HTML, CSS, JavaScript, SQL, PHP, ASP, Ruby, and a few other languages. These are what we call the languages of the web. So if you call yourself a web developer and you don't know how to use any of them, sorry for you. You can, like I said, you can become a web developer through bootcamps and online tutorials. But like I said, you need to put in the effort and you need to work hard to achieve it. The average salary of a web applications developer is around $66,000 a year. Tech career number 4, computer systems analyst. Computer systems analysts help companies use computer technology efficiently and effectively. So they basically integrate new technologies into companies' current systems after doing a cost-benefit analysis. Now, this is to make sure that the software that the company is investing in is a good venture. I mean, it should be an ideal investment that is going to yield good rewards and returns. There are 3 types of computer systems analysts. The first one is a systems designer or architect. We have the software quality assurance analyst and then the programmer analyst. Each one has a different role that they play, and we will go into much detail in a later video. Now, their responsibilities include the research, evaluation, and recommendation of new technologies that are going to aid in good service delivery. Okay, they are also to coordinate and link computer systems within an organization so as to increase compatibility so that information can easily be shared. Now, you have to understand that communication is very important when it comes to a corporate setting. Without communication, things are not going to run, especially if your company is very big. Now, they also assist in the training of less experienced staff. Most people enter into this profession with a degree in computer science, information technology, computer engineering, and any IT related field. Most of these people work around 40 hours a week, and some of them perform their duties as consultants, which means that they have to move from place to place to attend to their clients. The average salary of a computer systems analyst is around $85,000 a year. Tech career number 5, the mobile applications developer. Now, I saved the best for last. Now, a mobile applications developer is practically a software developer who focuses mainly on developing applications for mobile operating systems and devices. Now, this is a very big one, because if you look around you, there are so many mobile devices. I'm sure some of you are even watching this video on a mobile device. Now, I should tell you how far the mobile technology has come forward. Now, the two main mobile operating systems that we know of are Google's Android and Apple's iOS. Aside these two, there are other mobile operating systems out there, and most notable ones are Windows Mobile, Symbian, and the BlackBerry OS. Now, as a mobile applications developer, you're expected to know and have a clear understanding of secure and stable software design principles. You're also expected to know the software development process and lifecycle, which include designing, development, testing, release, and maintenance. You're also supposed to be proficient in the use of 2 or more programming languages, especially the ones relevant to the operating system you are developing for. So if you are developing for Android, then you need to know Java. If you're developing for iOS, you need to know Swift or Objective-C. And if you're developing for Windows Mobile, you need to know C#. Now, this particular point is really very important, but not necessarily a requirement, which is you need to have a good mathematical aptitude if you want to become a mobile applications developer. It's not a requirement, but if you do have it, it's a big plus for you. Now, most people enter into this profession with a degree in IT or a related field, but then it's not really required. Now, you need a background in software development. Like I stated earlier, a mobile applications developer is practically a software developer whose main focus is on developing applications for mobile operating systems and devices. So which means you need a background in software development. Now, you can learn this profession through coding bootcamps or through online tutorials, but then it's going to take a while, and you need to be patient. You need to work hard to be able to achieve it. Now, most mobile applications developers work around 40 hours a week, which translates to 8 hours a day. They sometimes work more than that, depending on the kind of projects that they're working on. And the average salary for mobile applications developers is around $90,000 a year. So there you have it, the 5 tech careers that are still going to be relevant and important in the next 20 years. Are there any other careers you feel could have been on the list? Let us know in the comment section below. And if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more great content. My name is Nana K, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Have a nice day. Salut.